Hello, hello.
Yo!
Welcome back. Episode 2.
Woo!
We're on it.
Hell yeah.
Bloody hell.
So, tonight, we've got a special guest, Reg. Who's our special guest?
Yeah, it's not me.
No, it's not Reg. Reg is not our special guest. He's just a bit special.
We got Keith with us.
How's it going, guys?
Not too bad. Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for having us in.
Yeah, more than welcome. Pleasure to have you. Right. Keith, how do we know each other?
What, you really want me to say this?
Well,
We'll keep it clean. In this park, about 50... No.
it's in a public toilet.
I did say no, but he carried on. No, I've known you for a few years now. Like, I mean, we're going back to the days of being up on the top of the men dips, and when you was... I want to say this high. I mean, the viewers can't see that because no visual, it's all audio, but you wasn't. You were still 6 foot, something.
I reckon I was about 11.
Yeah,
12,
something like that.
I reckon I was just out of primary school, maybe just leaving, something like
Yeah,
that.
because I mean, you used to stomp around with one of my ex-girlfriend's little brothers. Do you know what I mean? You was all into your skateboarding and
Skateboards.
BMX tonight.
Yeah, backflipping off of
Batman
sheds
things.
onto trampolines and, you know.
Setting fire to stuff. Village halls.
Did you do that?
What?
Was that you?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh,
I know who it was, but it wasn't me.
My name's Reg. This is Jackass.
I never thought he was an arsonist.
No. But yeah.
But yeah,
it.
it's been a few years, yeah, and then obviously I disappeared and went and joined the military and, well, what's it been 2 years now? I've been back in Somerset and after, 11 years of being in, and next thing I'll get a phone call, hey, Keith, you interested in a Range Rover? I know one going really cheap. Yeah, that was it. And the story continues.
Yeah. So yeah, how is the Range Rover?
Sweet as a nut, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Regretting it yet? Regretting
What'd you say yet?
Time will come.
regretting taking my advice or
No, to be honest with you, mate, I mean, while I was serving, I had the privilege of being entitled to tax-free motors and had all the brand new ones sat on the drive, and they were great. And then since leaving and going into normal work and actually finding out that intake is less than what I was getting and now cost of living's a lot more than what it was, I mean, I can't afford a brand new one, but this one, it's absolutely mint. I mean, I enjoy it more than the brand new ones. I think it looks better as well.
yeah, it's a stunning motor. Absolutely stunning. Right then. We're going to do 3 questions for every guest that we have. So don't worry, there's no prejudice. You're going to get the same questions. So first question, what does the sesh mean to you?
Oh, this is a different level, isn't it? Like, not a lot now because I'm 32. But back in the day, I mean, the sesh was Tuesday evening till Sunday morning with the lads.
Oh, going hard.
Well, yeah, there wasn't a day you didn't drink.
That's like 5 days? No, that's like 6 days.
If you didn't tip up at 8 o'clock in the morning, half cut, you was doing something wrong.
Where is this that you're having 6 days on the piss?
Pretty much every post I had in the British Army, to be fair. I mean, to be fair, Germany was probably the worst because the lager's a lot stronger.
Yeah, you can attest to that.
Hey, they got some real stuff over there.
Yeah, and it comes in steins as well. So
Oh,
Litre Stein, you
that's
get
a liter at a time.
you tip up giving it flipping.
So your left arms for lifting the pint glass and your right arms for, what? And that
You
about
won't be lifting nothing else after lifting that pint glass, mate,
Okay.
I'll tell you that much.
I'm going to say it about sort of equals out your forearm strength after you've been jerking it and lifting a 1.5 kilos of glass and beer, like.
Something like that, yeah.
All right, man. Marlon, I'll do the next question.
What is your best cure for a hangover?
I don't know, I haven't found it yet. I really haven't found it. I mean, I've only started getting hangovers in the last sort of 4 years.
I feel your pain.
You know, when you're sort of drinking all the time, I make you sound like an alcoholic, doesn't it? when you're sessioning it with the lads,
it's
I mean,
fine, we're
yeah,
all
I'd
alcoholics
wake
here.
up at 9 o'clock the next day and I felt right as rain. I was like, right, come on then, boys, when we're getting back on it. You know, straight back down spoons, have a fry up and...
Have you met our mate Chorley?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say, you get on with him like a house on fire. 9 a.m. comes, you're just tweaking out of bed and you just hear this... What's that? Can't, Emery, it's on our fucking cider then, you can't.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't drink as much as what I used to anyway. I'm grown up now.
Fucking hell.
Only
Right.
special occasions.
This is a special occasion.
Every day's a special occasion.
Oh,
mate.
yeah.
Spoken like a true pisshead. All right, what's the most mental thing that's happened to you on a night out?
Right, so before we started this, you turned around and said, "Is there anything you don't want to disclose?"
Don't let the listeners hear what goes on behind the curtain.
I
don't-
went to a party in Bristol.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I woke up in a flat above a train station in Guildford.
Guildford's near Oxford, isn't it?
Well, it's just on the outskirts of London, isn't it?
Yeah.
Surrey way. Yeah. I don't know how I got there. But I
Did
think
the flat by the train station give you any indication as to how you might have got there?
no.
Or do you still don't know how you got there?
I think I got on a bus.
Next to a train station.
Well, yeah, no, someone said about this party happening. They said, "Oh, you coming along?" I thought, yeah, I might as well. And I just jumped on this bus with all these people. I didn't know none of them and woke up in Guildford.
How on earth do you get back?
I'd get train.
Take the National Express.
Yeah, I mean, mental occasions, Tom, we could be here all night, mate.
I was just interested in your most mental one, and if that's the best one you can tell on the podcast, then yeah, I'll take that, man. That's tops anything I've done.
No, they're all pretty mental, but they're, yeah, quite graphic.
No PG-13, yo.
Graphics fine. It's just what you want to tell and what you don't want to tell.
Well, you know, you don't want the taxpayers to really know what squaddies are up to on their flipping private time, do you? As soon as they're paying for it.
Oh dear. So have you had a good week?
It's been a week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a week.
Yeah, it's like every other week,
You
mate.
sound like him. Every time he comes in here, it's, how's your week been? Wow, it's been a week.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting. It has been interesting. I mean, obviously, my lifestyle and my work style now is obviously a lot different to what it used to be. And, yeah, like before, I'm quite sort of like in front of the public eye. However, this time I can kind of say what I want, whereas before I'd sort of have my hands tied behind my back and you had to be polite, whereas now you can just, you know, kind of say how it is. So we've had a few interesting characters where I've been working. And
Yeah. Like who? No.
Oh, you know, it's-
I'm just trying
the
to.
problem is when you're working in these bigger inner cities now and you've got all these people that have got nothing to do during the day but protest about stuff and moan about life and, yeah, tell you how you're doing everything wrong.
Like I said on the last podcast, blue-haired liberals identify as toasters. They're just, you know.
Well, I mean, this one couldn't identify as anything, really. I mean, I don't think he knew if he was a toaster, a microwave or a fucking sausage roll, but, like, he come across as wanting to make a massive point and then soon got sent in the opposite direction with a bottom lip dropping and a tear in the eye.
They do that. That's how they
Better
get
than
out.
a fat lip and a black eye, eh?
Well, he weren't far from it, but we can't do that, can we?
No.
No, it's not allowed, apparently.
Can't be doing that. That's hate. That is.
The thing is, though, what you got to remember is bruises heal. But, you know, when you've said something to someone, it always stays in their head forever, doesn't it?
Nonce.
I'm hoping that sticks with him for a good few years.
How's your week been, Reggie?
That's right. It's just cracking on with my Range Rover project that nobody wants to fucking hear about, apparently. So, everyone I spoke to about the first podcast, yeah, a little bit less about the Range Rover Edge and a little bit more about how you shit yourself in the Potmachetta Gorge at one time.
Oh, Lord. A bit early for that,
Yeah,
isn't it?
another.
You've got a few projects going on with Range Rovers now, haven't you?
I don't want to get into it because everyone gets fucking bored of me talking about Range Rovers. But yeah, I've got two on the go and one that just a rolling project that I drive every day. Just there's always something wrong with it. You know what I mean?
It's still rolling, though.
rolling. Fuck's sake. Oh dear.
So, Keith, tell us a bit about your time in the military, unit-wise. Where have you been stationed?
Well, you probably say I'm quite a well-travelled person, really. I mean, so initially when I signed up into the military, I wanted to go into the household cavalry, into the Guards division, purely because it was a bit of a family thing. And I wanted to go and work in as a blacksmith, like in the forge, shodding horses and stuff. So I thought, do you know what, actually, do that for a few years. And then when my time's up, I could probably do that in Civvy Street as well. Everyone's got horses, didn't they?
Sorry to interject, but if you're the blacksmith or the forge or whatever for the household cavalry, isn't that the only bloke that can have the long beard? Am I right in saying that?
No, that's...
Am I thinking of something else?
yeah, no, to be honest with you, I think it was something. I think it's like the sergeants in the Pioneer Corps, and it dates back to.
Just getting the hot slag in their face or whatever.
I don't know what it is and why they can do it, but yeah, it just makes them feel special, so they let them have it. But yeah, anyway, so during like my first sort of few weeks of being in training, I thought to myself, is this a wise move? And then I put in a request for transfer because I thought, actually, do you know what? I don't think I'm really cut out for this. It's all a bit different with the guards, isn't it? They're all a bit up themselves. I think there's something special. And they are good lads, a lot of them, but I thought, nah, do you know what? This ain't me. I'm a working man. So I put the transfer in and I joined the Royal Engineers. And then I got traded out as a machine operator and never looked back. It's been brilliant. So, yeah, finished my training, went and did all my trade courses and then got posted to my first unit down in Maidstone. And I was literally there a matter of months and I was deployed out to Kenya for my first deployment.
Really?
And that was pretty good. So that was just more of a training exercise for... we went in support of like an infantry unit, so we'd go out sort of building all the infrastructure for them.
Yeah.
And then I came back and then we did a construction tour in Cyprus and then went and did like another training exercise in Jordan. Did a deployment to Afghanistan as a machine operator. That was pretty good. Did the London Games for the Olympics. We did all the high risk, high threat search out there for that. And then, yeah, spent a fair bit of time in Canada. That was probably the best place I've ever been to in my life, if I'm honest with you.
What were you if you don't mind me asking, what were you stationed out in Canada doing?
So basically Canada, what we call BATUS, which is the British Army Training Unit at Suffield, is the biggest training area globally for the British forces. So you can pretty much get like a whole battle group out there to do all the training.
Yeah.
So you get everyone from your cavalry units to your artillery lot, infantry, dismounts, everyone's out there and they can do like full live fire manoeuvres. It's absolutely brilliant. Free reign on everything.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it just
sounds like
fucking setup.
it sounds just like heaven.
Yeah, no, it is next level. But I mean, the training they provide out there for the blokes is second to none. I'm not trying to sell this as like a recruitment advert or something. You know what I mean? I'll go get some phone call in a minute going, yeah, well done, mate. Selling it really well. But, I went out there on both sides of it. So I went out as temporary staff, so as part of the infrastructure team, like setting up for the guys, putting in targetry pits and digging in different scenarios like minefields and anti-tank ditches and stuff like that. So I sort of saw it from that side, and then I went out there as exercising troops as well. And yeah, I mean, they build you up to it. So, you start dry, blank rounds and stuff, and then they just progress all the way through until you're doing full battle group, attacks on positions and everything. And it's something else. You're rolling up in a little flipping tank and you've got these big challies rolling up next to you, blasting the hell out of everything that moves. It's like, it makes you dick hard.
Goddamn, Private Power, I think I just felt my dick move.
Yeah, no, it is great, and it's an experience. It's an absolute experience. And then the great thing about it as well is while you're out there, you get like adventure training packages as well. So, I mean, I went skiing up in Banff for 2 weeks. It's like the scenery, the views, everything you've got. It's just amazing. And it's all paid for.
Dang.
The only thing you've got to pay for is your beer.
So that I assume that's like your annual leave sort of thing.
No, I mean, annual leave is pretty much like... I'm trying to remember how many days you get now. I mean, you go on leave for so many weeks of the year. I mean, normally they do it during like the term times, like when the schools are off. So you
Right.
get like your summer holidays, you get your Christmas holidays, sometimes you get bank holidays and that. But what you got to remember is like the army's always there for something to happen, whether it's peacetime, wartime. And then you'll find that certain times you're on like so many minutes notice to move, so you can't leave camp. But like normal day-to-day stuff, it's just like a 9 till 5 job, Monday to Friday. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about what you got up to in Afghanistan? Within reason?
Yeah, I mean, Afghan for us was we went on one of the latter tours, so things were supposed to be sort of winding down.
You say that as if they really fucking weren't.
Well, no, I mean, it was always known when the blokes were sort of going out there and like doing the handover from the guys that have been there for sort of 6-7 months already. When they're like the blokes are moving into the patrol bases and the blokes are coming out, that was when it was normally quite quite tasty, you know, because they knew the movement was happening.
Oh,
Once that's kind of happened, things start to calm down a little bit. Well, it was supposed to for us, and it had done for like sort of previous tours.
Yeah.
But I think, I can't remember how long I'd been out there. We'd probably been there maybe just under a week. I mean, I was still in Camp Bastion doing a bit more training before we were supposed to deploy on the ground. And we had a call come through that basically some insurgent thought it was a great idea to fill a people carrier full of explosives and drive it into a compound and blow the wall out. So obviously the engineers straight away get crashed out, so then go and put all the infrastructure back in to make that camp safe.
Yeah.
And I think the fallout from that then was actually, do you know what? Rather than going down, tearing down places, we're going to have to start bolstering up a lot of the camps to make them safe for the blokes to live in. So, yeah, it was quite a busy tour. I mean, it wasn't like heavily kinetic, so, you know, we didn't have an awful lot of, you know, rounds going down range, if you want to put it like that. There's a couple of little instances down there with vehicles getting blown up and stuff, but nothing out the norm. And actually, do you know what? Looking back on it now, it's actually quite enjoyable, you know. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie, there's probably moments out there where, you know, bums are twitching a little bit. Blokes are getting a little bit thinking, oh, hang on a minute. Mummy.
Is there a set time for a tour?
There's
Or
no set
is
time
it-
for nothing in life, is there really? When it happens, it happens.
So you go out there for a period of time, which
Yeah,
is
so
undefined.
it used to be, I mean, it's pretty much come to an end out there now. I mean, there's certain stuff still kind of probably going on, but it used to be like a summer tour and a winter tour. So, I mean, I did a summer tour, so I think it was like from March until end of September, October time I was out there.
That must have been fucking hot.
Yeah, do you know what? It's actually quite funny because when I got out there, I thought, actually, it's not that warm. It's probably about 20 odd degrees, which is a lot warmer than what it is in the UK. I thought, right, first thing I've got to do, op bronze. I mean, I looked like a flipping... I was like, I've been moon tanning, mate. I was so white, it was hideous, do you know what I mean?
Moon
Like,
tanning,
you know, I was the rookie on the block, do you know what I mean? You think, right, I've got to make my kit look a bit dirty and get a little bit browner in there, you know, kind of blend in with the boys. And yeah, I did a bit of sunbathing for about half an hour between sort of like, you know, different training things we had going on before I went out on the ground, and I got burnt to a crisp, mate. Honestly, I looked like a cherry tomato. And I remember my boss coming up to me saying, if you ain't fit to go out on the ground, he said, we're going to charge you.
What's charge you?
Well, I wasn't fit for duties, was I? So I could have got charged.
What's charging?
Well, you get in trouble, basically.
Right, so like,
you get penalised, yeah. So...
Oh, because they knew you'd been fucking not putting your shit up, not putting your, putting your
yeah,
tan on.
Yeah, because I've basically put myself in a position now where I'm now not operationally effective. So, yeah, I could have been out in a world of crap. So I was like, right, get the aloe vera out now. Laughing me up, boys. Yeah. Almost like being on board a naval ship, you know, you've got 15 lads there rubbing you up. But, yeah, no, so, I mean, I was fit to go 2 days later. I mean, when I was due to go out anyway. And then, what you do is you get like R&R slots, so you can normally, if everything's going well, you can come back to the UK for like a week or so, like have a bit of a breather,
Right.
then you go back out there. So
That's during your tour.
yeah, during the tour, yeah. So I think I kind of planned mine to try and be around sort of July time, and lucky I got them dates. I think it wasn't long after my birthday. So, I mean, I was busy from the minute I landed to the minute I sort of come back to the UK, and then straight away when I went back out again, it was like boots on the ground. We was flat out. But I had a couple of days and I thought, there ain't a lot going on. Right, sod it, let's get brown. So I'm laying there on top of a Hesco basket, which is like a Gabion wall filled with stone and crap, with nothing on but a trainer sock on me dick. And I thought, well...
Living a fucking dream.
Well, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, no one's going to shoot you looking like that, are they? Let's face it. They probably feel sorry for me. But, yeah, and I couldn't find no suntan oil. And I thought, well, it's 54 degrees out here. I better find something.
Fucking
Well, what-
54 degrees.
50,
yeah.
54 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. Oh, it was bloody hot, mate. I mean, it
I'd
varied.
die.
It varied between 40 and 50 odd degrees out there, like daily. And all I could find was machine gun oil. So I thought, yeah, bugger it, why not?
Bit of Beasley gun oil, like.
No, to be fair, mate, I had a pretty banging tan using that. You know, I'm not being funny. I've got dermatitis on my knob now, but like,
Looks like a pepperami has been left on display too long, like. Got that white rind around it.
Some dirty ass shit there, mate.
but yeah, no. So yeah, it was interesting, mate. Yeah.
Machine gun oil.
Yeah, well, it was the only thing we had to hand, really.
Just anything that will just slightly
thought
block the
if-
rays of the sun.
Well, I don't think it was so much blocking the rays, but I thought Like, as long as it kind of keeps the skin supple, not drying out, then we'll be all right. But yeah, no, it was fine. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, if it's meant to lubricate a machine gun that's gonna be putting fucking however many rounds, it's some hard wearing stuff. So
Yeah, I slid to the shower block that night. Literally.
just there goes Keith, sliding on sand.
Yeah, no, it was pretty funny. Yeah, that was good.
So what camp were you based in? Or were you not in a camp?
No, so I mean, we was in like little patrol bases.
Oh right.
And
Is that forward operating or?
Yeah. So it's all out on the front. Well, the front line. There's no front line really, 'cause it's omnidirectional. It's all over. But yeah, it was in the area of operations.
In the guts of it, like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
You're not sat back there, with your feet up, drinking a Starbucks, like.
No, and do you know what, mate? Like, I mean, if you look back on some of my pictures, I mean, do you know what's one thing I regret? I never took enough pictures.
Right.
Because there's that whole thing. Oh, look at me! I look like one of them flipping queer fuckers down in a nightclub taking selfies. You know what I mean? You just think that's not me. But like, actually now you think, well, a lot of my mates did, and they've got something to look back on. It does make you laugh when you look at them. But yeah, there's a picture of me and a few of my mates. So when we finished the tour, like, we flew back into Cyprus and we had a couple of days there, and it's like your decompression really. Basically, just throw you in a massive hall, pump you full of beer and put on a shit show. And it's just an idea to let your hair down really. If you want to sort of scrap with each other, do that. And if you do that there, then you don't do it back on the streets of Britain when you come back with your mates. Like, because you haven't drunk for 7 months because you're dry, ain't you? You can't drink alcohol out there.
No.
You're completely sober. You go down Weatherspoons and like 2-can Van Damme line, you start laying everyone out. So,
2-can Van Damme, mate.
So yeah, no, it was pretty good. But anyways, a picture of me and a few of my mates on the beach, and fuck, mate, I look like I've just been dragged out of Auschwitz. Like,
Oh shit!
there was honestly, I know it's
a fair comparison.
It is what it is, mate. Like, a lot of my mates, they were like up massive. I mean, they were back in Camp Bastion, smashing protein shakes and hitting the gym, and you got Camp Bastion's the size of Luton, mate. They got KFC, Pizza Hut.
The size of Luton?
Yeah, it was huge, mate. It was
They got a
absolutely huge.
KFC.
Yeah. And
Dang.
they got steakhouses, they got a Pizza Hut, they got a flipping PX store, mate, the Americans have that sell. They got a Harley Davidson dealer out there, mate.
Oh yeah, of course they do, because you're stacking paychecks out there and they're thinking they got a lot of money and they could buy one of these outright.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of them lads did come back skinned, but they look bloody great for it.
Harley
Yeah,
got a good tan, Gus. They got stacked, man.
dripping in Gucci.
But then
baby.
on the flip side to it, the boy in striped pajamas over here went down to the KTM dealership and bought a brand new bike when he got back. So. And nothing's really changed, mate.
No, I'm gonna say you're like me. You're like a streak of piss, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've had all sorts of comments over my sort of time in the army and since being out. Like pot noodle leg,
Pot noodle leg.
Look like 2 tampon strings out of a bird's nest, but they carry me well and they get me from A to B pretty bloody quickly, so I ain't moaning.
Well, that's it. I get ripped from my feet all the time, so I've got hideously flat feet. Which is it true you can't join the army with flat feet, or is there no such thing anymore?
Well, I've never had flat feet, so I wouldn't know, but mind you, say that though, I actually failed my medical before I joined the army.
On what grounds?
I had a verruca.
What?
Yeah, I didn't even know what one of them was. Apparently I must have gone to some like scabby swimming pool down in Bridgewater or something, and I got like some sort of sore on the bottom of my foot, so...
R.I.P. Sedgemoor Splash.
Is that here? That must have
Yeah,
been
that's
the one,
what it would have been, yeah.
But
now car
yeah,
park,
so
eight.
the doctor made me sort of duck walk up and down this room like an idiot with no clothes on, and was sort of like cupping me balls and making me cough. And I thought, where are we going with this? I thought it's better be worth it. And he goes, no, actually, mate. So I can't let you in a medical ground. So what's up? Is something wrong with me nuts? And he goes, no, so you've got a verruca on your foot.
He says this with his finger up your ass.
Yeah, and he had massive
What's
hands
my
as
name,
well.
bitch?
And he had massive hands. Honestly, his hands like a bunch of bananas. He was telling me to cough. I couldn't bloody breathe. But anyway, yeah, so I had this verruca and I had to go back down to one of the local sort of doctor surgeries and they froze it off and then, they let me in.
Fucking what a weird setup.
Yeah, I didn't do that for a
You would have thought like
verruca.
they'd be able to, if they wanted you, they'd be able to treat that sort of thing.
I've only ever had one verruca in my life, and I sort of cut the top off with a knife, and then I found out, I sort of worked out if you just dig the black spot out in the middle, it's like a black dot.
Yeah.
I just dug that out with a knife and just healed up quite nicely. But then again, I did cut. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I did something worse than that. What do you call it?
Self-harm.
Not self-harm. Well, it was harmful, but it's sort of self-surgery. I'm a big believer in just sorting shit out yourself.
Yeah,
But-
I'm a massive fan of that as well. Super glue comes in handy.
Nobody got time for the doctor.
No, I think it's.
The thing
And the
is, you
doctor's
ring
got
up-
better things to do as well.
Yeah,
let's
you
face
ring
it.
up for an
He doesn't
appointment. It's
wanna
going to
look-
be 2 weeks.
He don't want to look at the side of my shaft and just like, what's this little spot on the side that hasn't gone away for like 3 months? So just got a pair of side cutters.
Did
and
you
cut it
go
off.
drinking down in Palace as well?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we were Palace Wednesdays, £1 a drink. You know,
Yeah, that's it.
Living
down
a
there.
fucking dream down there, mate.
I used to drink Newcastle Brown
Oh,
because it was the cheapest, but it was like £1 a drink, but it was the most alcohol you could get for £1. So that's what I was drinking. I was at college, man. Like I don't have no money.
economists, man. That's Reggie Reg up in here.
Yeah, no, we used to do Palace nights, £1 a drink on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I did it once, mate, and that was
It's hideous.
purely because I didn't want spots on my knob.
Bridgewater was a fucking dark place, mind.
Yeah, dark, dingy. It's not what do they call it? It's not a gene pool. It's a
Cesspool.
yeah, that's the one. Very murky gene pool.
I think I only did like a handful of nights down there, and I thought, it ain't ready for me.
It was a good laugh when we were at college. I had a great time down there when we were at college, but yeah, no, I don't. I think I've been back a handful of times since.
Oh, mate, I ain't even been back. I ain't been back in about 10. It's got to be 10, 11 years now.
Fucking hell. When was the last time you went to Kudos?
Fuck.
Yeah, Keith.
Um,
When was the last time you went to Kudos?
Oh, mate, why do you think I got the nickname Kudos Keith? I was in there every bloody night, mate.
Yeah, as bad as Tommy G and Benny S.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's for anyone that hasn't been there. I don't know, what's the best way to describe it?
Well, it's an old.
It's dated, isn't it?
Well, it's an old cinema, isn't it?
Nothing's changed since time began.
Because they're too tight to do anything.
Yeah, but it's
you're still stuck to the carpet.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, no. It's, last time,
3 VKs for a tenner, bargain.
yeah, in the dirtiest class known to man.
don't wear your best clothes either.
No, God no.
No, I can't remember the last time I was down there, mate. I mean, it probably wasn't long before the first lockdown.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, and then obviously since then, obviously everything's been shut anyway, so no one's gone nowhere, have they? But
No,
yeah,
Kudos being shut. That's ain't really a bad
it's not
thing,
the
is it?
worst thing.
but do you know what? I mean, going back to the days when I knew you as a nipper, I was slightly older, and you know, I was out in Wales, obviously drinking.
I remember, yeah,
because
because you just turned 17 when I first sort of met you, knew you, because you were cutting about in your ex-missus's Corsa B. Aye,
that's when I smashed up on the way to the street, wasn't it?
that's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
A little green one, wasn't it?
Yeah, the ABS on nothing works when I hit that big pile of cow crap on the road, and I slid straight into the back of that girl's car. And when she realised there's no damage to her car,
She was
next
like-
thing she had whiplash, and I was like, yeah,
Oh,
brilliant, yeah, that's
know.
convenient, isn't it?
I know the type, yeah, don't worry, I had
Yeah.
exactly the same thing. Probably, was that on the long straight from the Camelot?
No, just before there, mate.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I did the same thing. Went
What
into
we
the back
call
of
that.
someone and she was like, oh, my car's bent. I'm like, isn't it?
You're bent. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like in
Bend
the
you up
early
in a
days
minute,
of going
like a
out,
fucking
like,
pretzel.
Wales used to be really, really good on a night out. I mean, you had a good few pubs, like the King's Head was up and running.
Oh,
and
the King's Head. I miss the King's Head.
that was a good night.
When it was pounding and it was like proper after 10 o'clock, they'd clear all the tables out and they'd have a DJ in
Yeah,
there.
that's it. Yeah, like, you
Lit.
know, everywhere was pretty good. And like, what you got to remember is that was 2006, 2007. I was drinking down there, and then I disappeared, sort of travelling the world and, you know, opening my eyes to new and different things.
That
And
was when you were still in the engineers.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and then, like, I mean, I didn't really come back. I mean, I kind of popped back every now and then on a little bit of leave to visit my family and stuff, but I never really went out drinking. And it wasn't until, 2 or 3 years ago when I sort of like left the military and came back, I thought, do you know what, right, let's go on a night out down in Wales. And it was dead. Absolutely dead, mate. It was more life in a morgue.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, what's all this about? Like,
There's no-
you know,
there's
no
no-
one goes out drinking no more, really, do they?
There's
And then
not
if
really
they
much-
do, they're all a bunch of idiots.
It's all down the bottom of town, isn't it? Where you got the Rosencrown, you got
Oh, the Rose and Crash, yeah.
Yeah, Rosencrantz is always lit.
Yeah, it's full of fucking idiots, I know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I walked in there and I think I got halfway through my pint and walked out.
oh, don't. It's full of them down there. Hey man, do you know Corbyn is gonna like fix the? All right, cheers, mate. Catch you later.
Start with that idiot.
No politics.
No politics. No, we say this every time.
That's going to be like the most used comment. No politics.
No politics.
Reg, no.
Yeah, we say that though, but it always happens when people get drinking, don't they?
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
You kind of like go anyway. So what? We're not talking about politics.
Well, no politics tonight, boys.
Yeah.
2
And then-
pints in. I tell you what's fucking wrong with this country.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. It's always the same. Regular as clockwork. But yeah, no. So Wales has changed, and like, yeah, I don't know what's kind of gone wrong, really. Well, we all know what's gone wrong, didn't we? It's this generation, isn't it?
Fucking hell.
It's well, the problem is when you introduce a place like Wetherspoons into Wales, I think you're always going to have that where a lot of these other places are going to suffer. Where if you got £1.50 for a pint of Foster's, or if you go up the road and it's going to cost you £4, where are you going to go?
Yeah.
And that's what's going to kill the
Normal pubs, etc.
Most of the pubs in your high street.
But I don't know. I'm one of these believers where you got to support local.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm a great
I think if
believer in
everyone
that.
did that, we'd probably be all right, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we would.
You know,
I'm a
that's
great
across the
believer in
board.
it. Hey,
That's across the board with everything.
No, it
It's
is,
not
yeah.
just drinking, but people don't. They just want to go cheap, easy, convenient, don't they?
Yeah, well, the new generation, I think, just want cheap, quick, fast booze.
Yeah, it's because they're
drunk.
bloody lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's no beating around the bush, is there? You know, just say it how it is.
Yeah.
oh dear. Right, should we get our beer of the week out?
Let's do it.
Do you want a beer of the week?
What is this beer of the week?
I just want a yes or no answer, sir.
I'm not going to say no, am I?
I want commitment.
Right, so what we got this week? Got a lager from Brookyln. Comes in a very, very nice presentation box.
Oh, thank you very much. Look at that.
So what we got here is a hoppy amber lager, Brookyln brand lager. It's a nice dinky 330ml can, 5.2% volume. Ooh.
Ooh,
Imported and filled by Carlsberg, UK. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
god damn. That's proper American. That is.
Smells good.
Yeah, 100%, mate. That is
Oh,
American,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, you can taste it. That's got that kind of. There's
Watery
a
piss feel.
Hey, no light beer.
Oh, it tastes all right. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're used to drinking piss.
what do they serve Budweiser cold? So you can tell it from your own piss. I like it personally. It's got that kind of.
It's definitely got a bit hint of Sam Adams going on.
Yeah. I don't want to upset Camden too much, but it's got a lot of their kind of pale ale feel to it, if you know what I mean.
I mean, the flavour of it's quite nice. Not like I'm some sort of beer connoisseur, but you just think I could probably drink about 4 cases and not get pissed.
I don't know what is it. It's
it's
like
5.2.
5.2.
Yeah, but it's not got that sort of taste.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not. Yeah,
I want to see what I'm like in 10 cases time. I might be on my side, but it just hasn't got that taste, is it?
no. I know what you're saying. That's good, man.
That's an easy
Tasty.
drinker.
It is. That's the problem. It's not going to hit you like Special Brew. When you every sip you taste, it doesn't.
Well, you
like,
see me walking around the streets of Weston on the weekend, haven't you?
all right, Keith. It's fucking this pigeon.
Oh, look, he's reminiscing his days of being in the army. The drunk.
I was a warrior.
I don't have a drink problem. The pubs do, and they ain't got enough.
Fuck's sake. Oh dear.
That's all right. I could do a bit of that. You
Yeah,
know?
I like that. I like it a lot.
I think we do need to load Keith up with like a few crates of it, maybe live episode.
Just do a live
Just
episode.
see how bad it gets.
Yeah, we
I'd probably agree to that just because, like I said, we're only on audio here. We're not on visual, are we? So
No, that's true. I think. Well, we could do it on like a Patreon only basis. So
Or
Only so we ain't got-
I
we ain't got to try
still
and-
think we need an OnlyFans.
I'm not doing an OnlyFans.
mate,
Yeah, but you get your fucking dick out all the time.
Yeah, I know, but
do you know what? I didn't
I've
know.
devalued it to that point.
Call me
is
stupid,
free.
but I didn't know what this was all kind of about. I'd heard stories. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're on site, you hear all this shit, didn't you?
OnlyFans,
I've
this.
seen this
Fucking-
bird. She's got an OnlyFans. What,
she's making X amount of money a month.
what are
Like,
you on about? But like, everyone's doing it, isn't they?
oh yeah.
Everyone. I mean, even my mum's got an OnlyFans account. And she hasn't really.
Shit.
I just haven't found it yet.
No. I don't really want to either, to be fair. That's probably the most awkward wank you'd ever have, isn't it? I mean, even if you finish.
Just get yourself going. Like that's bad enough, but to finish.
Yeah.
Oh fucking hell! I tell you what, somebody we know has got OnlyFans. I can't say. I obviously can't say her name, but yeah, she, they, whatever you want to call it, they've got an OnlyFans. Yeah, they've got an OnlyFans.
What they? As in, there's what?
No.
Together?
I don't know. I don't know. I've not subscribed. I know somebody is subscribed to it and seen the photos. But
Lord!
I don't know if it's videos as well. But no,
I mean, it's a clever way of making money. I mean, like
at the end of the day, more power to them. I got all the time in the world for that because the only people the OnlyFans are getting a little cut and the rest of it's yours. Yeah. It's not like you're going out, you're getting run train on by fucking 10 blokes and the
Run train on.
Yeah, and the porn company's taking 90% of your pay, and you're getting 10%, and the video's out there for fucking ever, and they own you. Basically, they own that video. Whereas your OnlyFans, you own all the content that goes on there.
Yeah,
I don't really know how it works. So what do? Do you like?
Yeah, but the thing is, that stuff does get shared about, doesn't it? Because you'll get one duty flipping bloke or like subscribe to everything, and the next thing it gets sent viral on WhatsApp everywhere, and like literally your phone's lighting up, and you're going, brilliant. Now I've got to spend the rest of my evening deleting this crap off my phone. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, because I'm sitting there. Oh, you still got that picture of the little one the other day when we went to sing Santa? Yeah. Hang on a minute. Yeah, Santa's. Oh, who's that bird? That shit. Delete.
Let me just scroll past all these big booty bitches.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like, but the problem is when people send you that stuff, it automatically saves your phone.
It does. Yeah. That's a killer.
I'm forever saying it. Stop sending me shit.
I was on that the other day. I muted WhatsApp group.
Yeah, fucking hell, we got.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh,
Mute
mate.
it. If you just put a group on mute and you don't pay attention, and then like, oh, where's that picture of the dogs from the other day when they were out in that field fucking around? And you scroll through, and there's some fucking fine bit of pooch with a fucking batty out, and you're like, oh shit. She's like, who the fuck's that? You're like, well, that is Jessica 23 from Essex.
It's fucking Big Mule and Curbs, mind.
It's worse for
constant on the WhatsApp group. Mute it. Even a Facebook group, mute it. Go to look at. Oh, you're just showing your boss a picture in the phone. Oh Lord! Scroll past the titties.
But there was that lady who got into a bit of trouble, didn't she? Do you hear about that?
Mm-mm. No, I can't say I did.
So, obviously everything's on social media nowadays, isn't there?
Yeah.
And the first thing that crops up was this picture of this. She was quite a good-looking older lady, you know.
Yeah.
So the slogan basically was she basically...
Cougar, MILF, where are we putting her?
Well, I don't know, mate. She was definitely in her 40s. So whatever you call that.
Yeah, that's borderline between MILF and Cougar,
I wouldn't say Cougar's going to be 50 plus, and then your MILF is...
Yeah, I'd say, we'll go MILF.
Yeah, but anyway, so she had these two kids that basically, I think they got like suspended or expelled from school because they went to like a Catholic school. And then when they found out her mum's got an OnlyFans account, like she got into the world of crap about it apparently. But then actually, since they've kind of put that on social media, it's publicised her flipping tenfold, and she's now earning mega bucks.
Yeah, she's got stacks.
Yeah, so she's obviously got enough to homeschool her kids.
Do you like? Is it a subscription thing like Netflix?
Yeah, it's like subscribe. It's like you subscribe to. You can like download the OnlyFans app from like. This is me just like, I think I'm not too up together. From what I know, that you download the OnlyFans app and you like subscribe to certain people. So like you could, I don't know, for instance, subscribe to whoever, I don't know, fucking Mia Khalifa, for example. You could subscribe to her, be like £7, £20 a month. They set their prices, and you can. It'll be like
old Big Baps 29.
Yeah, that's it. It like your basic subscription would be like £5. And then if you can like pay for more if you want like.
So it is like Discord then.
Yeah, I don't really understand. I've not got Discord.
It's like Discord for titties.
Yeah, well, something like that. But it's that's basically how it works. And obviously, I'm sure OnlyFans, the company, take a small cut, and then the rest goes to the content creator. But yeah,
our times have changed.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Whatever happened to just like, somebody getting a tits out on webcam and your mate taking a picture of the fucking screen with their phone and it just going around school?
Yeah.
That sounded a bit noncy, didn't it? Won't lie. Now then.
Gone are the days when you go to like a petrol station and find a dirty mag on the top shelf, innit?
Oh yeah. Oh, those days are gone.
Do they still even exist anymore?
Do porn mags still exist?
There's no need for them now, is there?
No, they can't do. There's no print media's dying anyway.
Yeah, and it's killing all the trees, mate.
That's true.
Yeah,
all the
so
trees.
I suppose actually the internet's a good thing, isn't it? Really,
save the trees and shit.
And the obscene amount of pornography
What has
that's
this
on there.
Brookyln Lager done to my head in the last 5 minutes?
Well, I could drink as much as I like about this in fucking piss water.
Save the trees.
The internet is a great thing.
Do you mind if I just go and hug your lawn?
Right, Keith, I got to ask. Scariest moment while serving.
Oh. Do you know what? I don't really know.
Was there a point you
Like you
thought, fuck,
twitchy
I ain't
ass-
getting out of this?
twitchy asshole moment.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of moments like that. But do you know what? Actually, I was serving at the time, but it was when my first boy was born. That was probably the scariest moment of my life.
Oh shit.
Yeah, well, you don't know what the bloody do as a man, do you?
No, fucking hell.
Oh, so you're out there. You're out there.
No, I was actually at home.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, there was scary moments out there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of times when it's like that. I mean, I can't really recall every single one that was probably scary, but from what I remember, yeah, like, definitely, when the kids are born, I've got 3 now, and every single one, you sit there thinking, God, what do I do? Is it going to go all right? That's probably the scariest moment of a man's life. Then it's the happiest. And then it's scary again because it starts getting expensive. Yeah.
And then you realise how much a pram costs. I only found that out the other day, how much pram costs.
I ain't looking, mate, and not looking.
Oh, mate.
I'll build her one.
Just bought a pram. You obviously know better than I do. Fuck me. £1,000? A pram? What?
Yeah, so this one I'm quite
That's a
fortunate.
daily beater, mate.
My missus is all over stuff like that. I mean, when we went to buy the pram for number 3, she found £1,000 pram for 150 quid.
Boom.
I
Thing.
was like, yeah,
Done.
winner.
Yeah, just give it a quick pressure wash round, like chuck a bit of Dettol on it, and job's good. Or not, and let the kid have a fucking great immune system.
Yeah, it's got a great immune system. I mean, come on. I mean, you start wrapping your kids up in cotton wool nowadays like all the others, they're just going to be... There's nothing but problems, isn't it?
You start splashing Dettol around the place, then they're going
Well,
to
it's
be
gone on
fucking
a day, innit,
sniffling
you
until
know?
they're 18.
Flipping sharing chewing gum and all the rest of it. I mean, it's
fucking
kind of...
mud and get on with it.
Yeah, that's it. It's gone on now, isn't it? That's why all kids are in hospital all the time, aren't they? Always getting sick.
Yeah, my mother was a great believer in just let them get on with it. Like, and our mate who's over in New Zealand, whenever somebody got ill when we were at school or even after school, he'd say, "That's because their mother wraps up their fucking sandwiches. That's why." We'd be there fucking picking your nails on your teeth, working the cow shit out of it, or the fucking mud or whatever, just spitting out on the floor. We're like, yeah, that'll only help the immune system. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's all changed, isn't it? I mean, Christ, I remember like crashing my bike as a kid, and the first thing my old man was worried about if the wheel was buckled. I ain't even monkey about me.
no, yeah, exactly the same.
I'd be all right. Just rub it down with a bit of water. It'll be fine.
Yeah, just hose it out.
Yeah, that
Get
was the
on.
bike. That wasn't even me.
Fuck's sake. Oh, man. I'm a great believer in it, though. Really am. Immune system more over everything.
Well, and I mean,
It's a touchy subject in the current climate, but even then, I still stick by it. I think.
to be honest with you, I think this whole sort of like pandemic we're in at the minute is something they're never going to get rid of, are they? You know,
Well, they've already come out now and said that we're going to have to live with this, like we
yeah,
live
of
with
course
the
we are.
flu.
Yeah, but it's like everything else in life we've got to live with now, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
you've got to live with the flu, you've got to live with, COVID,
Millennials.
you've got to live with all these different illnesses and viruses you're going to get in life. You've got to
Well,
live with stupid people. There's nothing's going to change.
The Catholic Church. Yeah, it's all stuff you just got to
Hey,
live
mate,
with.
You knock it, mate. Those are the best days of my life.
What, getting fingered?
Listen, right, I'll tell you what, the amount of sweets I got. No, when I got told, you come down church on a Sunday, I thought, yeah, go on then, mate. I've got a bag of Haribone still for me and some fake wine.
Did you go to church as a young'un?
I went to a Catholic school as a little kid, didn't I?
Did
For a little
you?
bit. Yeah. And
Your bum all right?
it is now. Took a bit of time to recover.
Just doing your kegels, like clenching and working that muscle back in.
Yeah. It's when you start, we need someone to sing in the choir. Yeah, go on, I'll have a go on that. Your voice is a bit too deep for us. Let us make you sing alto. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I don't think I'll be coming back here next Sunday, mate.
Red's choking on his bear. We'll just go to a quick break a minute.
Cut my mic.
we're back.
We're back. I'm still alive.
Only just.
Fortunately or unfortunately for whoever's listening.
I thought he was going to cough a lung up.
Yeah, it was hideous. Anyway, so Keith, give us your thoughts on the army's role in the vaccine rollout and the coronavirus testing and all of that, considering that it's come out today or yesterday that the nurses are only getting a 1% pay rise.
Well, it's been like this for flipping years, mate, innit? I mean, regardless of what's going on, you know, whether there's like, I don't know, firemen going on strike or petrol tankers not wanting to drive up to the local forecourt or anything like that, regardless of what's going on, the army's always got to step in. And they always have stepped in. They've always stepped up to the mark as well. You know, they'll bang you through the relevant training, get you distributed to where you need to be. And then, you know, you carry out the work to the best of your ability and to the highest sort of professional standard you can, really. And it's always been like that. But you know, obviously this 1% pay rise to the nursing staff of like the NHS, and it's news to me because I've not really been kind of keeping up with current affairs because a lot of the time it pisses me off. Yeah, I think it's wrong, really, isn't it? You know, they are the backbone of the country, really. It's. I think they deserve more. They do. They are like the unsung heroes, really, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think we've been out clapping every Thursday or whatever it was for them, and we've realised that. Throughout this whole thing, the whole thing has been, oh my God, we need the NHS. If the Tories sell the NHS, we're all fucked. And for them to come out now, just as it's sort of petering off towards the end of the pandemic, or at least we hope to the end of the pandemic, that they're now saying, oh yeah, we're just going to give them a 1% pay rise. And I think, are you fucking kidding? After all they've done and all the, you know, you saw these pictures of them taking off these hazmat suits in their hospitals and pouring sweat out of them during the heat of the summer that we had. And after all this, they're going to say, oh yeah, they can have a 1% pay rise, and they're going to justify that by saying, oh, times is hard. Oh, times is always fucking hard, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, you know, going out and having a bit of a clap on a Thursday evening is great. You know, it's obviously showing appreciation for what they do, but it ain't bloody change nothing, really, does it?
Don't pay the fucking bills, does it?
No, this is it, mate. You know, and you know, when they're sitting there saying, well, you know, they are the frontline staff, and well, they are, and I've been on the front line myself in something a little bit different, and yeah, it's arduous, it's hard work, you know, you got to carry a lot of kit, you got to put yourself in a situation you don't want to be in, and it's a risk, innit? Whether you're bloody dodging bullets or dodging someone coughing at you a bloody coronavirus, do you know what I mean? You're still in the firing line of something quite potentially dangerous, and you know, you would have thought by now that the government pull their finger out and actually look after the people that are looking after everyone else.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly.
You know, I mean, I'll always be in support of stuff like that. It is what it is, isn't it? You know, and anyone that doesn't want to support it, I think you're a bloody idiot.
I think at the moment they're really resting on their laurels, but they're resting on this win that they've got with the vaccine and the fact that we've managed to secure so much of it, and that we've left the EU, and that we've got control over our own vaccine. We can give out as much as we can, and we're, you know, up there, you know, in the top few percent of countries that have really fucking cracked on with it, and they're just sort of really pushing. Oh, we've vaccinated a third of the country. Oh, things are going great, and then they sort of just under the table, they're like, oh yeah, well, we'll give the nurses a 1% pay rise, and that'll be it.
Yeah, no, I think they are worthy of a lot more. They really are. You know, and it's across the board as well, isn't it? I mean, it don't really stop with the nurses. I think it's the same with the police. You know, the fire service, any sort of, like, you know, public sector person, like, you know, who works in the, like, you know, they do deserve more. You know, and the police, I mean, they get a lot of shit, and like, they're just there doing a job.
They haven't been prioritised in vaccination either.
No, absolutely not.
Which is fucking ridiculous.
I don't understand that. They've been, if you are a frontline NHS worker, you, from what I gather, and I might be totally way off the fucking market, I don't believe you get called up. You have to apply.
It's fucking ridiculous. All NHS, all frontline workers,
so
your police, your fire,
anyone who has to deal, like you say,
your army,
all of that.
People deal with people.
Yeah,
they need to be vaccinated.
Yeah, I mean, whether you're blooming putting out a fire or flipping stopping someone from having an illegal rave, do you know what I mean? You're still there, like
putting yourself at risk.
Yeah, you're on the front line, innit? You know, I mean, yeah, they do deserve a lot more.
If this vaccine is as wonderful as everyone says it is, they all need to be vaccinated.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, and I mean, and they are worth a lot more. But I mean, it's like I say, things will never change, will they? I mean, all them flipping boys at the top that are pushing around all the chess pieces, I mean, they ain't got nothing to worry about. I mean, they're quite comfortable, aren't they? So
When you see what their pay rise is every year, fucking sickening.
well, yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to get in too much depth because I don't really know too much about it, and I don't want to be that bloke that starts saying things that actually I don't really, I've not really like researched it enough. But I think there was something back in an article like last year, and they were saying about how someone from the government had put in like a massive claim for expenses for like his food and accommodation and this, that, and the other, and he lived like 5 minutes down the road, but the amount he got was more than what I earn a year.
Jesus.
And you sit there, well, you know, might be exaggerating there, but it ain't far off it. And you sit there and think, bloody hell, you know, and they want to give this like just a 1% pay rise. Get a grip.
Exactly.
I think it's fucking criminal. I really think it is. And I think if they don't square it up soon,
They're going to lose a lot of support.
they will. And especially for me, for a start, because I think it's criminal. I mean, I got my own political beliefs on other things, but at the end of the day, everyone in this country, bar very few, fucking love the NHS. They are fantastic, and you know,
They need more help. They need more help.
they do.
The
They
thing
need
is,
more
though,
help. They need more funding.
They're worth their weight in gold, definitely. You know,
Yeah.
but then another thing, and this is one thing that kind of winds me up as well about all these people that are like, you know, oh, we'll support all these people coming over and this and the other, but they're not contributing into the system. You know, they're not bringing nothing to the party. And it's not saying that we don't blimmin' like them, but at the end of the day, you know, if you're sort of like sponging off our backs, we're the ones that are putting all the art. And that's why they're so stretched. There's a lot of people in this country that are getting help, you know, in one shape or another, but they're not putting nothing in. And that's why we're so bloody stretched, you know. And that's another thing that doesn't help. You know, you need to start looking after our own a little bit more.
Yeah.
And not putting so much pressure on, you know, for example, the NHS.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I think not only that, but it's the
The fucking foreign aid we sent over.
Oh, mate, that's
That's ridiculous.
well, they had that massive thing, didn't they, not long ago when they were saying about how they were sending all this foreign aid out to bloody India, but then they were more concentrated on sorting out their space blooming project,
Yeah.
weren't they? You're thinking, hang on a minute.
Somebody's got their fucking priorities all the fuck there.
Well, God knows how many billions of pounds it was they sent out to flipping India. Like, I've got nothing against the Indians.
No,
you know what I mean, I've worked
no.
with them. Like, but you sit there and think, well, hang on, what's more important? You know,
Looking after your own.
looking at
after
some
people's
rocks on
health,
Mars.
You know what I mean?
Putting a few
Or-
quid into the NHS, like, or
Yeah.
helping India with a space program.
I wouldn't say it was their space program,
No,
but
but-
like,
No, of course
like
it's
the,
a
You're
bit-
channeling the money into
if they've
someone.
got the money to put a rocket in the bloody space, mate, they got flipping money there to sort their own people out, ain't they?
Yeah.
And it might just take the blooming pressure off the UK a little bit.
absolutely.
You know,
No, I
we've got blokes
totally
living on
agree.
the streets out here,
Yeah,
you know, for one reason or another. But you know, there's people living rough,
yeah.
but we're sending money out to help other people out.
I think you can judge you can judge a society by how they treat their least fortunate.
yeah,
And if
definitely,
you look at the people on the streets and the disparity between those and, you know, fucking, you know, the likes of Richard Branson, who wanted a fucking bailout at the start of, you know, he was onto the fucking government about, well, we're gonna the airline industry is gonna need a massive bailout.
Fuck
And you think-
off, you prick.
Exactly. Sorry. Do you think we're just going to look past all your tax dodging over the last 20 years and just give you some money? Absolutely fucking not.
Brickham's a fucking island, mind.
Well, exactly. We're going to look after our own before we start worrying about you, you fucking beardy prick.
His net worth is something like $5 billion US dollars.
What do you-
$5 billion.
Yeah, why didn't you have a little fucking scratch round behind the sofa and bail your own fucking airline out before you start before you come crying to the British government saying, "Oh, can I do with a fiver?"
Oh.
yeah, it's something else, isn't it?
We really are getting into the fucking weeds now, aren't we?
The thing is, we go off on a tangent.
Oh,
like-
that's the best part. Just fucking talking. It's what it is. It's all about bar talk and talking absolute fucking bollocks.
Yeah, but it's not bollocks, though, is it?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not
No,
bollocks.
yeah.
But I think it's just because we're in an environment now where we can talk about it, and you ain't got some flipping lunatic stood outside with a placard telling us that we can't.
yeah.
I mean, right, they could if they wanted, it wouldn't stop us, do you know what I mean? But I think this is the problem now. I mean, everyone's too flipping engrossed in worrying about everyone's flipping feelings and everything else that's going on in the world, and actually there's more important things at hand, isn't there? I mean, I'm not, do you know what, honestly, since being away and going around different places in the world, like, it's opened my eyes massively. And another thing's having kids. That changes your whole perception of life. And like, I'm a firm believer in helping everyone. You know, always help the misfortunate. If there's someone that's in need, help them out, but help the people out that are worthy of it. I'm not saying like, you know, for example, these foreign immigrants that are coming over are not worthy of nothing, but like, what are you bringing to the party? You know, they've not tried to help themselves first.
That's it, yeah, help. I have got no issue with helping people who try and help themselves.
Yeah, it don't matter who you are or where you're from, but
I'll play devil's advocate here. A lot of the immigrants that come over here do fantastic roles, and they are our surgeons.
those that do. But I mean, flipping heck. I mean,
So you're talking about those.
I'm wrong about the legals. I mean, the ones that have just gone through like 20 bloody safe countries in Europe, and they come across on a flipping dinghy. They're all in between the age of 18 and 25. They're all males. There's no kids. There's no women. And they're all sitting there kicking off in a military camp down in Folkestone because apparently the accommodation isn't adequate enough for them. And they've all got flipping mobile phones and Gucci flipping shoes.
That's just what I wanted to clear up.
That key point was they've just come through so many countries.
Well, yeah, no, this is it. You know, I mean, yeah, granted, where they just come from is probably an absolute flipping hellhole.
Well, France.
Have you been to Calais? Fuck.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to stay there, would you?
No, you fucking
you
wouldn't.
know, where, you know, you sit there and, like, as a man myself and a family man, like, let's say, for example, the UK was in the same situation their country's in. You know, would I leave my 3 kids and my partner behind to go and swan off to a nice country to then start moaning that they're not putting me up in a 5-star hotel?
Fuck me, no.
Well, I'll be back there trying to sort the problem out.
That's it.
Or send my missus and the kids away to somewhere that's safe and then try and get together with the boys and then actually sort this problem out.
Or
I think the priorities are up their
stumble on
arse.
something. Maybe just send the missus away.
I'm not gonna.
Where are you going here? Where are you going with this?
You got to bear in mind, my missus is going to be listening to this at some point, so I've got to be careful what I say.
I was talking about sending mine away.
Yeah, we all have them days, don't we, where they could probably do with a couple of days away, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to send her to Syria.
No, fucking hell no.
She wouldn't want to come back.
That's a bit...
And the baby was born in the ghetto.
The bloody weather's lovely out here. So hot.
Yeah, it's fucking 45 degrees.
Yeah.
I've already got myself a husband.
Yeah.
Wear some funny clothes though.
Fuck's sake. We're going to get cancelled. We're going to get cancelled. I wondered how long it would take.
It's not a bad thing, is it? It stops them getting sunburnt. Christ, if I'd have done the same things what they do, I probably would have been alright when I was out.
Yeah.
So,
No, I can totally appreciate it. Fuck's sake. Right, let's get back off this fucking tangent into politics and what the fuck's wrong with this country.
We know what's wrong with the bloody country, don't we? It's the people that are flipping running it.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have any naysayers there or any arguments on that point. I just wanted to go a bit back a little bit into your time in the army and more towards at the start of it. Training wise, what is basic training like? Because you see it in the films and you see it in, you see it in all these, the Vietnam films of Full Metal Jacket and, all that shit. And there's not really any films that portray British training. So it'd be
Do you
interesting.
know what? Like, it's fucking hilarious, mate. I remember getting dropped off at a train station down in Surrey. Was it? No, it's Surrey? No, it's Hampshire, isn't it? Anyway, it don't matter. It was crap. I remember getting dropped off and his coach tipped up and I remember getting picked up and I thought, what the bloody hell am I getting myself into here? And yeah, I mean, it's, you tip up, they take you down to camp and the first thing they do is they sort of like strip you down and measure you up for your flipping clothing and next thing you're down the butcher's getting your flipping hair taken off, and down the clothing store picking all your flipping new kit up and yeah, it's just like you got to take each day as it comes, but it's kind of like what you see on the films to a certain extent, but it's quite professional as well.
A lot of screaming, a lot of shouting, a lot of...
Only if you make it like that. Does that make sense? Like, if you screw the nut and you do as you're told, you're in the right place at the right time with the right kit on, there's no reason to get screamed and shouted at. But obviously, if you're a mong and you mess up, then you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
To be fair, we had blokes in there which needed to be reminded to breathe daily, and you sit there and think, I don't think you're really cut out for this job, mate. But yeah, once you got into your routine, I'll say it's pretty easy. It's quite physically and mentally demanding, and it's got to be, you're taking a a young man or a young woman off the street, and you know, you're kind of breaking them down, then remoulding them into something that is suitable for serving in the British military.
Yeah.
So,
Do they, from what the very little that I understand about it, is it very much you get taken back to basics in that, like, this is how you brush your teeth?
oh yeah, 100%, mate. Do you know what? It was very surreal when you're getting taken into an ablution or a shower block, toilet block, whatever you want to call it, and you sat there with sort of 25 other blokes, and you got your full screw or corporal stood there stark bollock naked in the shower, teaching you how to shower, you know, top to toe.
And what age are you at this point?
I was 19 when I signed up. Yeah, well, when I was in basic training. So, yeah, but then I suppose everything's there for a reason. Like, you're sitting there watching this bloke sort of scrub his knob, and you're thinking, why am I learning this? But actually, there's a lot of people that don't know how to, like, properly clean themselves to a level of good hygiene. Do you know what I mean? They've all got, like, cheesy dicks and flipping scabby feet, and you know, because some people just don't know, do they? Like, it's unfortunate.
They don't get.
They obviously need to cover their asses, because if you're out in the field, the next thing you've got, like, squat rot.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
you're
non-deployable because you can't look after yourself. Then at least they've taught you. But
So it's literally that from the ground up. They teach you absolutely everything.
everything, mate. Yeah, polishing your boots, to on your kit, how to brush your teeth, how to clean your ringer out. Yeah,
Fuck's sake.
yeah.
Is it grueling? Were you in a sort of, you know, decent physical condition to do it? Did you think you were? I'm
Yeah,
sort of ready for
come
this?
on, mate. I mean, look at me. I wasn't actually fit anyway. Like, you know.
You're a streak of piss like me.
No, I mean, I've always been quite physically fit anyway. Not because I'm one of these sort of gym freaks that goes and throws a load of weights around the gym all day.
Some
but
fucking big for nothing prick like.
no, I mean, I was always sort of out running and, you know, working on the farms, you know, working on the building sites, you know, and I was up and down. I used to do a lot of shooting when I was living out in Spain as a kid. So, you know, I was up and down the mountains all the time and running around everywhere. So, yeah, I was quite conditioned. But then there's being fit, then there's army fit, you know. So when I went in, I mean, you're doing sort of physical training five times a week, 4 times a week, you know, there's quite a lot of it. And yeah, you can see, like, your physical performance, like, goes through the roof. Like, it just gets better and better and better. So
Is it in that terms? Is it like a real short, sharp shock? As in,
no, not really. I mean, so, like, what you got to remember is,
for you personally,
it's the same with, like, you know, little Jimmy who's just come up, who can't wash his willy properly. I mean, like, a lot of people have never done any sort of running before, so they got to start off at a entry level.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, and then they'll kind of build it up, you know. So
so you do 1K, 2K, 3K, and just bust on like that.
yeah, probably a little bit more than that. But,
Yeah.
you know, so there's different sorts of, like, physical fitness. You know, you've got, like, normal running, then you've got, like, loaded marches, then you've got, like, obstacle course training and, you know, boot runs and circuits. And then, I mean, every now and then, I mean, you'd come in and it might be go, right, today we're just going to do a stretching session, literally just to, like, because it's all well and good, like, running 30 miles with flipping £100 on your back, but if you don't rest your body properly and know to sort of, like, recover, then it's absolutely pointless, because you'll end up making yourself, well, going in, like, bad shape, won't you?
Yeah.
So
Tell us a little bit about MREs
MREs,
or whatever you.
that's the Yank terminology for rat packs, isn't it?
What?
Yeah.
Rat packs,
Yeah,
right?
What's the UK term for an
Oh, we call them rat packs, yeah. Your
Right,
ration
ration
boxes,
pack.
yeah.
just a
Yeah, your 24-hour rations, yeah. So, yeah, like, when I went in, they were pretty shit. Yeah, the chocolate was always out of date.
Oh.
The patty was horrible, and the biscuit. I mean, put it this way, if you was on ration packs for 5 days, when you got back, you shut out a broom handle. And there wasn't a single imperfection in your poo.
That is what my cousin told me. He told me that
We'd have competitions to see who could shit the longest. Mate, it was like a well-rendered flipping wall when it came out. There wasn't a single dimple in it.
oh well rendered wall, mine.
Yeah, honestly, it was mad. Like, I mean, over the years they did get better. I mean, they started introducing newer stuff, nicer stuff, you know. And I mean, if you got a bit fancy with it, and Jamie Olivered it up, you know, you could have something quite nice for dinner. But
Nobody likes that prick.
no, that's what I mean. It's always shit. But you know, you can't polish a turd, can you? You sprinkle it in glitter. But yeah, no, I mean, like, when we was on tour, we was on, like, ration packs quite a lot, and then depending on what sort of camp you was in, they'd do fresh food. You know, you get the army chefs come in, and to be fair, I mean, people used to knock them and take the piss a little bit, but actually the ones we had, they did a banging job, and you know, they provided us with some bloody good food. Canada, you know, I was exercising out on the prairie for, was it 4-5 weeks we was out there. So you'd kind of do like Monday to Saturday on ration packs. And I think on the Sunday, you'd normally go on like what we call a maintenance day. So all the tanks and that would park up. Obviously do like your general running maintenance, whatever you haven't done during the week. And it's a bit of a rest period as well. And then the army chefs would bring food out to you because you kind of needed a bit of fresh food in you to like break it up a little bit, because otherwise you probably just wouldn't shit at all.
You blow a fucking blood vessel in your eye, sat there on the can straining like fuck. Like,
but I mean, the British lads. I mean, like there was some good meals in there, but I'd say quite a lot of them are crap. Do you know what I mean? Especially when someone tipped up and you're like, well, what we got here? Oh bollocks! It's the vegan box. Oh. No one wanted to eat it, but you had no choice because there wasn't nothing else.
No.
It's not like you can just nip down the flipping shop and pick up a pizza, is it? You know, so you just had to eat what was given to you.
handful of nuts and a stick of celery, and you're good to go. Like,
I mean, the Yanks loved it. I mean, they were like, oh, hey, man, can we have some of your ration packs? Like, fucking help yourself, mate. Fill your boots. Like, we'll give you some of our MRE. And the MRE I thought was crap. I didn't really like it, but it's food, innit, at the end of the day. Keeps you going. There's enough in there to...
it's sustenance,
That's
it's
it.
fuel.
Yeah, just about. Like I said, you spend a lot of time on that. You end up looking like the boy in striped pyjamas, though, because for someone like me who's got a high metabolism, it just wasn't quite enough to, you know, keep you ticking over.
No. What sort of calories are you putting in a day then?
Oh, man, I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I just eat food, innit? Like, I'm
Well,
not
no,
really
like,
sort of like...
a job like mine, you need to be taking in through between 3,500 and 4,000 calories a day.
Really?
Maintenance. Yeah, so I'd imagine it's going to be up there, if not more.
Yeah, do you know what? They obviously serve a purpose. They've obviously been tested, and like, you know, they wouldn't just give you a box of crap, would they?
It's
and
a
say,
fucking
like, you know,
science, isn't it?
of course it is. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, sometimes they don't taste all that great, but there's obviously something in it that keeps you going because it does work. And proof's in the pudding. I'm still here, but I don't know what I was taking into it. I mean, when I came back on my R&R, like, I noticed I'd lost a lot of weight, and like we was eating sort of a mix of ration packs and fresh, but it just wasn't quite enough. So I mean, I went down to like one of these flipping shops that sell healthy stuff, and like I walked in there and seen the girl behind the counter. I said, look, I need some sort of like protein shake or like something just to add like the calories, just like to top it up.
Microwaved ice cream, like.
Yeah, and I mean, I bought this like bag of sort of like protein pan. I'm not one of these flipping gym freaks, protein nuts. Like, you know, I couldn't tell you the difference between what's in what, but this thing had something like 2,500 calories per shake.
Jesus
And I thought,
Christ.
you know, hopefully that's going to do it. But even actually taking 2 of them a
Fucking
day,
meal, mind.
It is
yeah,
a
well,
fuck-
2 of
that's
them a day on a
fucking
normal food, it still was just sort of ticking me over. It wasn't quite enough.
Jesus.
But then I suppose everyone's different, isn't they? Like, you know, you might burn off something a bit quicker than what, you know, someone else might. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're all right. You know, they weren't too bad, but they're small, they're lightweight, they're compact. You know what I mean? Stuff it in your bag, and if you take one box out, you've got enough to keep you going for 24 hours.
Is there much prep to do to them?
Nah, literally, mate. I mean, you can eat them cold if you want.
You can. They're all obviously
Yeah.
safe to eat in any fucking environment. Like,
yeah, you wouldn't want it though. It tastes like shit.
because that's something that me and Marlon are looking into on the podcast, is like thinking about doing like getting a, as you'd call it, a rat pack, getting an MRE, and then getting like, I don't know, like some Russian fucking scran, you know, like from all different militaries across the world, and just seeing what they're like, and just seeing who's got the best fucking best
that'd
eats.
be
Like,
interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah.
yeah.
Be interesting to see the aftermath afterwards as well, wouldn't it?
Jesus Christ, my pan would take a fucking battering.
Yeah.
My missus dropped the fucking some glass thing in the my missus
I thought you were going to say something else. then.
my missus dropped the fucking glass like thing, a skincare jar in the sink, and cracked the fucking sink today, so I'm worried about what the fuck is going to happen if I eat a rat pack and drop one of them in the pan.
You normally got to like chop it off a couple of times on the way down.
Yeah, just give it a squeeze,
Chunk
like.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, just have one of them little sort of like handheld shovels next to you, and like when you get sort of a couple of inches in, just chop the head off it and then carry on through.
Like you're dealing with a conger eel, like.
Yeah, I mean the bulk brush ain't there to clean up the mess afterwards. It's there to help push it down.
Oh. Oh, Lord.
Fuck's sake. Oh dear. Well, should we go into yeah. Just want to talk a little bit about what was after how many years did you do in the service, in the engineers?
It was literally just under 11 years, about 10.5 years.
Jeez,
I
that long, was it?
Yeah. Which, do you know, in the grand scheme of things, ain't a lot if you think about it.
No, it's weird.
Actually,
it's
like
weird.
the time flew. It
It's weird.
really did fly.
It's weird to think that I've been I started college 11 years ago, and that's flown by.
Yeah.
And if you sort of, I think of 10 years as a long time, but when you put it in perspective and think about what you've done in your life for the last 10 years, it really is not a lot, but it seems like a short amount of time.
Like now,
Yeah.
especially now. I've been in the trade 13 years.
It's fucking scary. But yeah, what was it like adjusting back to civilian life?
Oh, mate, honestly, it's something else. I mean, for me, I was quite fortunate. I mean, I didn't go into the military straight from school. So I'd kind of like not
You
left
had
home.
a bit of a normal life before.
Yeah, from the age of sort of like 15, 16, I mean, I was already venturing out and working on building sites, you know, dealing with people, and like living what we call a civvy life. And then even like during my sort of time in the military, I was always like doing little jobs on the side and, you know, still sort of in like, so yeah, like getting out, it wasn't so much of a shock to me, but I think the hardest bit was if you've kind of gone from being like a section commander or a section 2 IC where you've kind of been in charge of a few blokes and like you get into that sort of mindset, and when you come out into civilian life and the next thing you've got a group of blokes working for you, you can't kind of like sort of speak to them and deal with them the way you probably would have done with the lads back in the military. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, because they'll probably just, I don't know, cry and run off or knock you out. It's a different way of life.
So, like, your rank progression,
Yeah.
where did you start? Where did you end up?
Well, I obviously started at the bottom as a recruit, and then obviously when I'd gone through like my combat engineer training, then you don't really promote, but you then get the title as a sapper, because obviously we're all known as sappers in the Royal Engineers. And then yeah, I mean, I must have really pissed someone off because it took me a long time to get a promotion. But then I suppose it was being in the right place at the right time. But unfortunately for me, I was just so busy with different jobs that were going on. Either I got looked over or, you know, forgotten about. And yeah, at the time, like some of my management was really shit. And I think they were just more interested in sorting themselves out than their own blokes. Do you know what I mean? So I left as a Lance Corporal, pretty much on the board to be selected for a full corporal, which was great, but then it wasn't going to do nothing for me getting out in the civilian street. And I think that's where I kind of got to the 30 year, like being 30 and sort of thinking, right, where do I go with my life now? Because, you know, if I carry
your
on,
next rank up, there's
yeah, like
nothing more
where am I
that's
going to be? Like, there's a lot of people that are in my sort of peer group that kind of come in the same sort of time with me, and they're sort of like sergeant, staff sergeant now, looking at picking up maybe their warrant officer, which is great because, you know, if they go to leave now, then I mean, they probably do all right. But I thought, look, I can't be sort of staying in on a gamble that I'm going to piss more people off, not get promoted, and then leave as a junior NCO, and then have to start at the bottom again to work my way up, and then, you know, not having a great payout when I leave after doing a full service in the army.
So you get a chunk when you leave after so much honourable...
No, so I mean, to be honest, I don't really know too much about it because I never got to that sort of position where I was going to actually need to know about it. But,
Right.
You know, after sort of 12 years service, and you'll qualify for like a half pension and that. I'm not sure if there was any sort of payouts and stuff. I mean, you get like a resettlement program where they'll put you through relevant training. You get like there's like a certain amount of money that you'll get that you can use towards like courses and stuff. So most people get out and they go, I want to be a tree surgeon or a forklift driver. You know, so there's an abundance of flipping people chopping down trees now. Yeah, you know, it's because, and it's like you say, a lot of things like people go in there straight from school, so they just kind of get sold the shit.
You got no trade. If you go
that's
straight
it.
from school, you got no outside trade.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately for me, you know, I was operating machinery before I joined the military, and then obviously when I went in, I just kind of enhanced what I already knew, but then did a lot more sort of academic stuff with like site management, surveying kind of stuff, and actually getting involved. But then what we did there was not too different to what we do out on the street now in the civilian world, but yeah, it's just a little bit different. I mean, we don't really sort of dig anti-tank ditches in the centre of Bristol and, you know, banging in.
Sometimes I think
And
he's
flipping
doing.
mortar pits and this, that and the other. But yeah, no, so I kind of had that behind me really. And then, I mean, they did say to me, I mean, I've still got my resettlement programme there if I kind of want to use it. So now it's just kind of thinking long and hard what I can actually use it for. And
So when you were obviously in the forces, did I assume you got a 360 ticket?
yeah, I mean,
And you get class Class 1, Class 2?
Yeah, so obviously for the machine drivers, because, there's obviously always that potential that you've got to drive your own kit to a job. And I mean, I did like my full Class 1 licence, like HGV and everything, before I went away and did like my trade training. And then on my initial trade course, which was obviously with the machines, we was on like bulldozers, loading shovels, backhoe loaders, dumpers, rollers, sloughs. And I can't remember the sort of time we was down there for now. It was a good few months, we were down there. And they sort of, what you meant, like I said before, you got blokes that don't know nothing about machinery. So they go through like the base machine, the cabin controls, they'll go through like the basic maintenance and the running of the engines and stuff, how to look after them. And then they'll take you out and teach you how to actually drive them, then use them in various different roles. And then like once you've completed that course, obviously you go off to your unit. And then, depending on how long, you're there for, the management will want to send you straight back and do your Class 1, or they give you a little bit of time. And then you go back, and then your Class 1's a little bit more in depth of sort of like site management, road preparation, road construction. We did a bit down Portland Quarry as well. Doing a bit of quarry drilling and running all like the crushers and screeners and stuff. And
fuck me! So there's no shortage of training there.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, like the Royal Engineers are always they're self-sufficient.
I'm going to say you need to get out there, find some rocks and make a road. Make a bridge.
Anything you need, really. I mean, we got members. We're the first ones in, the last ones out. So you think any sort of like place we've gone where it's peacetime or wartime, the engineers are always in there building all the camps, building all the infrastructure. We got our own well drillers, pumping fresh water in for the blokes to drink, building all their camps, putting in all like the sewage and stuff. So, people can use like toilets and showers, and we've got our own electricians, plumbers.
So it's basically the entirety of the infrastructure is what you're building.
Yeah. Everything's on the engineers, mate, yeah.
Our mother used to say, join the engineers, build bridges, and blow them up again.
Yeah, I never really understood that.
I didn't understand it either, because I thought, why, unless you're stopping a forward advance from the enemy, you're not going to blow a fucking bridge up in a hurry, are you?
Yeah, do you know what, mate? Until we sort of like went through that part of our training, you understand, like, I mean, we was throwing bridges up quite quickly, and it's actually it's a bit of an art, and it's really enjoyable. Once you know how to do it, and then once it's kind of been put up, all of a sudden, we got the enemy coming, you got to blow it up, right? Let's set it up for Dems. Get it rigged up and blow it up into pieces. So we built a flipping bridge to cross a gap to get over, and now we've got to deny it so they can't get over here.
So now, what do you do for a living?
So I work for a local, what do you want to call it, plant hire firm. So they've kind of like specialised in demolitions for donkey's years, and they're now kind of branching out and doing sort of like the civils, groundworks, and they've sort of pushed into like recycling and stuff like that. And they're expanding and getting quite big as well. So
still operating big machinery.
Yeah, well, it's rare I'm on the big stuff, really. I mean, I went on originally as a machine driver for them, and then without being there too long, I then went into the supervisor role on the groundworks team. And I mean, to be honest with you now, I mean, I'd probably just call myself a bit of a gopher. I mean, I sort of bounce from one job to the other, and one day I'm pouring concrete pads, the next thing I'm flipping ripping up curbs in somewhere and putting down pavements, or I'm sat in a machine, or, just a bit of this and a bit of that, really. So they do say variety's a spice of life, and no one day's ever the same as the other, is it?
You're enjoying it, that's the main thing.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? It's
all right.
Yeah, it's a laugh. It's what you make of it, isn't it?
Exactly that. Exactly. Do you want to do some quick fire questions?
Let's do it.
Yeah, totally unprepared. Right. I'll do the first one.
Yeah.
What's one thing you wish you'd known before you started your career in the military? Or you wish someone had told you?
Oh, that's a hard question, that, isn't it? I know you say it's a quick fire, but
You can take your time.
do you know what? I think my biggest mess up was when so my old man, he was military.
Yeah.
And my brother was also in a little bit before me. So before I went down there, I already had a bit of an idea on prepping my kit. So the second I got all my kit issued to me, straight away I was like bulling my boots, ironing my kit, making it look absolutely flipping rigid. So the first day you tip up on parade in green skin, and all of a sudden you turn out to look better than the flipping fall screws that are taking you through the course. Like, yeah, you don't go down very well. And next thing
don't
you find your boots getting thrown out of a window, and you're scuffing all your kit up on the flipping.
Really? Because
they got the right arsehole, mate. Yeah, so don't go in too keen.
Oh, really? You want to sort of follow the flow of everyone else. If you see this is how everyone else is dressing, you kind of want to,
Yeah, just be a bit of a grey man, mate. Don't want to stand
out.
Don't go in too hard, too quick. Yeah.
I mean, I have obviously zero armed forces experience, but having I'm going to sound like one of those cunts now, but having watched SAS, Who Dares Wins, all that crap, they're always going on about what you say. Be the grey man. You want to be the man in the middle that no one notices. No one notices, but you're the guy that gets everything done, but nobody notices.
Yeah, I think that's key as well. I mean, especially like in the special forces world. I mean, you don't want to draw attention to yourself. I mean, there's obviously certain parts of the special forces where if you're like too big, too tall, blah blah blah, this that and the other, they won't actually take you in because
a flat-footed cunt like me.
You stand up like a sore thumb, don't you? So yeah, be that great man. Don't go in too keen, but yeah, be a team player and just get the job done.
So, what's your biggest failure, and what did you learn from it?
God bloody hell!
Oh, these are intense questions, mate. We don't fuck around here. This is Paxman.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah. Do you know what? I think every single day you fail at something, but if you can accept that, you'll learn from it. It's when you do something in life and you do it wrong and you kind of brush it off your shoulder and think it'll just go away, you don't actually learn from what you've done wrong. So, like, I can't give you one specific thing that I think I've probably failed at in life because, I mean, there's probably so many things that I've done wrong. But actually acknowledging what you've done wrong, accepting it, and then sort of like having a bit of a condor moment and thinking about what you've done, you can then kind of move on from there and learn from it. So, yeah,
Are you sure he's not on a fucking army recruitment mission? Because have you heard the armed forces most recent tagline?
Oh no, I'll give up for been watching them after the few they started posting a couple of years ago. But yeah, go on.
Fail, learn, win. That is literally it. Came out today. Fail, learn, win.
He wrote it.
He's gonna If you get a phone call in a minute, you've done really well, Keith.
You got yourself out of 48 listeners.
Ask me that question again.
All right, then what advice would you give to someone wanting to pursue a career in the armed forces? These might sound a bit similar to each other, but
yeah, I think if anyone
with your experience, what would you say to somebody who's like, if I said to you now, I'm thinking about joining, I don't know, going down to Sanford and train as an officer, or I'm thinking about walking into the infantry.
Well, I think you got to think about, just do your research at the end of the day, because the army will always sell you a lot of shit. I mean, I've seen blokes walking into career officers and they're going, I want to join the army. And they'll just sit there and look at a piece of paper and go, we're short on blokes in the signals regiment, we'll fucking send him there. So they'll sell you a load of crap just to send you down there. But actually, what do you know about communications? Nothing. So if you're someone that's come from like a horsey background, then go in the bloody Guards division or go down King Street with Royal Artillery. You'll fit in like you'll fit in really well. But think about the long term. Don't think about the here and now.
Where you want to be in the end.
Well, yeah, no, exactly that. I mean, think about how you want your career to go, but then think about, the army isn't everything. It's not, I mean, it's always going to be there, but it won't always be there for you. Think about what you want to do when you get out. It's all well and good sitting there thinking, oh, yeah, I want to be a flipping ceremonial flipping trooper in the household cavalry. You look amazing. You've got all these birds walking down Knightsbridge sticking their phone numbers in your jack boots and that. And you've got an abundance of girls to flipping fire into. But, like, I'm not being funny, but then, or, you can go into like an armoured recce troop and be out there in a small little flipping armoured vehicle watching the enemy. But, like, when you do end up getting out of the army, there isn't really much call for that in Civvy Street, is there? So, kind of think... Just think about what you want to do, really, and then... Did
you go into, obviously, the Royal Engineers thinking, what am I going to do when I get out? And with that in the back of your mind, or is that just something that happened by chance, thinking, I've got all these tickets, great, I can go into demolition, recycling, and working on big plant?
Well, without trying to sound like a flipping recruitment advert, but, it is a trade for life. And the training you do get, I mean, I know there's blokes that are serving now, and they'll probably beg to differ, but... you know, the training you get is second to none. It's obviously top quality, you know, but it's just obviously how you take that and how you advance on it. But I think for me, I had to sit there and think to myself, well, what am I going to enjoy? Like, yeah, I would have loved to be sitting there shodding horses and forging metal in the flipping forge and everything, but...
With your big beard.
Yeah, with big bushy beard. But, you know, I knew that after sort of maybe 15, 20 years of that, I'd end up looking like Quasimodo because my back would be shagged.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The amount of fucking blacksmiths I've seen that are just wandering around
Throwing
like
hammers all day.
they got a fucking
Yeah, you know,
stick.
you sit there and think, well, what do I want to do? Do I want to be walking around like I've just been flipping bummed at the age of 25 and I'm flipping bent over double, or sit in a machine, mate, and bang the radio on, bit of Magic FM or something, you know, and get your flipping brew on the go and just sit there and dig holes. It's mint.
Magic FM.
Mate, you can't knock it.
What do they play on Magic FM now? Because back when I was, well, fuck me, last time I listened to a radio was probably 10 years ago. It was all 70s shit. Is it 80s stuff now, or is it?
Well, it's a bit of both, really, isn't it?
Is it?
The hearts for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's just all the old, it's the timeless classics, mate, isn't it? You know, I don't just listen to Magic, mate. I listen to all sorts of different radio stations. It depends what's on. You know, I rarely flick onto Kiss.
Oh,
I think
litter.
it's full of shit.
Terrible.
You know, and there's
You want
always...
to flick onto Kiss, is it 11 o'clock when it's the
Kiss
Kiss
Tree, yeah.
and then you realise how fucking old you are when
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj is on Kiss Tree and you think, Jesus
This song
Christ.
is 12 years old.
Oh, don't.
I think the thing I struggle with Kiss is I don't understand what they're singing about. It don't really make sense.
I don't,
Yeah, but what about that WAP, though?
I don't understand.
What?
What about that WAP?
Yeah, that's what it was on about. I don't fucking clue, mate. Oh, fuck this, I'll flick it over.
It's a mumble rap, isn't it? It's Take me back to the days of Biggie and Tupac.
Oh, I don't know.
No, you don't even have to go back that far.
No.
Depends how you're feeling, doesn't it?
DMX.
I mean, most of the time, to be fair,
Reggie, gon' give it to you.
Oh, Reggie, go and give it to you.
you might have days you go into work and you think, well, I'll just bang the old flipping Spotify on and
Spotify's
I might just whack on this podcast and listen to this. Like I say, it depends how
Yeah.
you're feeling, doesn't it?
Yeah, so this is half the reason we started the podcast is because I listened to podcasts all day long and I was like, fuck it, we can do that. And then we realised it was a lot more difficult than what we made it seem. But
I've started to listen to quite a few. I mean, I'm listening to Jason Fox's one at the moment. He's
that's Foxy from
that's right, yeah.
Who Dares Wins.
Yeah, do you know what? He's quite interesting. He's a very interesting bloke. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that've got some really good podcasts at the minute.
Tasteless Gentleman.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if we big them up anymore, we're going to lose all our listeners to the Texas Gentleman.
Yeah.
So we better chill on that.
Well, to be fair, like, I mean, obviously, when I got asked the other day to come on as a guest, I thought, what's all this about? And obviously, I got sent the link. And to be fair, I thought he was in the same sort of room as like Carl Pilkington and flipping Ricky Gervais. You know, I thought, yeah, it's going to sound like a right little laugh.
Well, you know, the production value is huge there. I mean, we have sound deadened all the walls, as you can see. And, you know, we've spent vast amounts of money on the set.
What did Borat say? Not.
We spent vast amounts of money on the set, but not for the reasons of a podcast, more for getting fucking lit. Oh, fucking hell.
Not too soon, Reggie.
Soon. Right.
What is one common myth about your profession or field that you want to debunk?
Oh, do you know what? I don't know.
Is there any
I must sound really
random
thick.
bullshit
No,
flying
no,
around?
no.
Every question you've asked me, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what
I sound a bit like Joey Essex.
I don't know.
I don't know, mate.
Yeah, but
Oh, babe, I don't know.
it's quick fire questions, isn't it? So the whole thing's meant to catch you off
Well,
guard
it's kind of
and
like-
make you think and get you on the spot to say what you really think instead of giving you time to prepare.
Well, yeah, do you know what? I mean, like, everyone's like kind of, I don't know, they've all got this idea that, you know, soldiers are out there just like shooting bullets at people all the time, and it's not. I think that's a bit of a, I don't know, is that a myth?
I think it's very much like, oh, there's a vast, I wouldn't say vast, but there is a percentage of the population that's, if you say, oh yeah, I was out in Afghan, so oh yeah, you're out there killing babies.
Yeah, no, I'd
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
like, I don't know if this is like the right answer for what you're asking, but I remember we went up to Liverpool to do a recruitment show for like some schools and colleges and stuff, and I think it was like on a Thursday night, like one of the bosses said to me, he goes, oh, we'll go out for a few drinks tonight, 2-can rule. Obviously, in my eyes, that's one on each hand. But actually, what he meant was like, you know, cut the beers and we'll go home.
Yeah.
And we ended up going out to a quite well-known sort of bar for the student-y types, and we walked in there, and they were all having like a fancy dress party. So, you know, there's people dressed as bloody minions, you had the flipping Spice Girls, you had like Ninja Turtles, all sorts of stuff. We thought, yeah, this is a right laugh, isn't it? And then there's a couple of these girls come up to us, and they said like, well, what have you lot come as? So like my mate turned around joking, he said, oh, we come as civvies. I said, what do you mean? He said, oh, we're in the army. And they generally thought that, you know, when you're serving, like you don't like leave camp, you're always in green kit, you know, and like they generally thought that's what it was like, yeah, no, that's exactly what it's like. Yeah. We're on
That's how we roll, mate.
Yeah, we're on day release, mate. Like, we're allowed to wear our civilians today. So yeah,
I go down the shops with the stripes on my arm, like.
yeah. So that is a myth. You're not always in green kit, you know, on an army camp all the time. You know, you do live like normal people, but your 9 to 5 job is dressed up like a flipping action man and probably doing not a lot really. Polishing boots and flipping making your tank look amazing for no apparent reason at all.
I'd love to have a tank.
Our mate's got a tank, hasn't he? Well, no, he's got. I think it's either a missile carrier or an armored personnel vehicle.
It's APC, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one up the road?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one.
That's an APC.
It is an
armored person. It's a small recce vehicle. Yeah.
The noise it makes as it drives past where I work. Jesus Christ! There he goes. There he goes.
It's tracked, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's got rubber tracks, obviously for road use.
I need a tank.
There's another
You can
one.
pick them up pretty cheap, mate.
You can. It's running them, isn't it? Apparently, the rubber tracks are obscene.
I just need someone to keep it.
They're all metal tracks. They just got little rubber pads on them. Just
That's
to
it. Yeah,
protect the road,
that's
but
what I mean. Yeah,
To
sorry.
be fair, if they go, just
Well,
drive
they
on the
reckon
road.
it's the availability of them, from what I've been told.
Oh, you can
If
get
you
hold of
can
it.
take one off.
Well, you ought to fucking speak to him then, because he's been struggling to get hold of them.
Well, I said to him the other day, if he needed parts off him, probably be able to sort something out. You know,
You know, things go missing all the time.
I think you had a
Taxpayer.
CNC cutter or something. You
can make
took
it
a
fucking-
good track off, or
can make it
a
fucking
good
work,
bit of your
couldn't you?
rubber thing. You could get a cut.
Right, last question before we end. If we could switch places now, what would be the one question that you would ask yourself that I haven't asked you?
if we switch places now,
If what's the one question?
So if you were the host,
If you were the host, what should I have asked you throughout this podcast that I haven't asked?
how have you managed to stay so good looking at such an old age?
Old age, mate. I'm the ripe old age of 27. Look at these, man, look at these great hairs. Y'all see this?
I was joking, mate.
Such a dick. See these forehead lines? I got more lines on my forehead than I got on my fucking nutsack. It's fucking hideous. I got a fucking ball sack like a tight little peach, and my fucking forehead looks like a fucking like a chestnut.
Well, you've had a good life, mate, to be fair, haven't you? Let's face it.
Good, hard, successful, grueling. You know, just throw all these words in, you kind of get there.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, good, yeah. I'd say
Mate,
interesting.
you own 3 Range Rovers. What do you expect? Of course it's interesting.
I know, I own 2. I'll have you know, I sold the 3rd.
Oh, yeah.
That other one that I sold, I must have stopped talking about Range Rovers. Everyone gets arsey when we start.
because they are shit.
Don't even get me fucking started. Don't get me started. Yeah, right. I think we'll call that a fucking night then.
Yeah. I
Well-
reckon we're done.
Keith, thank you ever so much for coming on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really appreciate it, mate. You've
It's been fucking brilliant. It's
opened
been
our
hilarious.
eyes a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
It's been fantastic. Really appreciate it. Right. I've been Reg.
I've been Marlon.
And I've been the amazing guest.
And we'll catch you all next week. See you later.